Alright, make sure you note every single thing down. Get that boom mic down right now. Lights, camera, action. Our time has seen an increase in information accessibility. Man now has the ability to look at his past mistakes and repent about them. He also has the ability to look at his successes and celebrate his achievements. And on this episode of SDG Rewind, we're going to take a look at some of the greatest cases in the history of mankind that underscore the SDG 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions. Let me take you to the year 2018, to the Supreme Court of India, as we try to repeal Section 377 of the Indian Penal Code.
Article 377 is a limit on the people, equal to denying any other of their fundamental rights. Oppression shall not be normalized, not anymore. Man shall not be bound by his shackles, Your Honor, not anymore. Article 377 has stifled the growth of this beautiful country. For the world's largest democracy, it's quite strange that this one community isn't cared for at all.
My lord, I am beyond shocked at my worthy colleague's statement. Same-sex affiliation does not mean we go against the order of nature and commit something so grave and so unnatural. It is not just granting rights to the LGBTQ community I'm concerned about. It's the fact that our heritage and our culture is at stake, and thus we cannot allow this whatsoever.
Article 377 is not about rejecting culture or rejecting heritage. It's about granting basic rights. The right to life, speech, dignity, the right to privacy are in question. These are basic fundamental rights of our nation. So this law needs to be repealed, Your Honor.
Isn't this beautiful? Doesn't this moment perfectly portray the strength of our institutions? The fate of freedom in this burgeoning nation lie delicately poised on this one man's words. His words of freedom, his words of liberty. But what are these words?
History was an apology to the members of the LGBTQ community. For long, they have been oppressed. They've been repressed. Human gender cannot be reduced to a binary formulation of man and woman. Thus, Section 377 of the Indian Penal Code must be struck down. And it will be struck down. It will be struck down with immediate effect. Section 377 of the Indian Penal Code is unconstitutional and now stands repealed.
Now, let's paint another picture. Let me take you to the year 1946. The world is still reeling from the effects of World War II, and the foundations for international criminal law are being set for the first time in the world. And on this occasion, I'd like to take you to September 13, 1946, where we convene at the Nuremberg Tribunal.
Mr. Goring, this trial has seen many an argument about your actions, but none of them prove your innocence. You might not have written the plan, but you sure as hell followed it. And you must pay for your penance. You must be punished.
The purpose of this trial isn't to, confront justice. It's to establish a system of peace and global cooperation. Auschwitz wasn't a crime of war or a crime of retaliation. It was a crime against humanity, Mr. Goring. It was a crime against humanity.
Nations have come together to bring justice against you, Mr. Goring. Let this be an indication that the crimes that you have committed without any respite or reluctance were horrendous. You will face justice.
As an assembly, we stand delicately poised between a new world order and the horrors of the previous one. We must put our foot down and prioritize our passion for global coexistence over the poison of our hatred. All in favor for full prosecution of all charges brought forth against the defendant? The accused now stands tried and must face the death penalty for his actions. This concludes the trial of Mr. Hermann Göring.
And that's all, my dear friends, for this episode of SDG Rewind. We'll catch you next week at this very place, at this very time, for the final episode of SDG Rewind, as we discuss the United Nations 17th Sustainable Development Goal, Partnership for the Goals. Till then, keep sustaining and have an amazing night. Thank you.